Man, I just sold my monitors, my subwoofer, my desk, packed up the rest of the high-end gear that I have. And being honest, I just felt a sense of grief just dismantling my desk, putting up my monitors and selling it off. But not to get too nostalgic or disappointed, but I rebuilt my studio from scratch when I moved from the USA and started living overseas. And now I'm moving back from Vietnam to the USA. And for the next 4 or 5 months, maybe 6, everything I mix, every session, every client, every record, it's gonna be on these headphones right here. It's not gonna be theoretical. This is gonna be happening right now and for however long you're gonna watch it. And if you've ever wondered whether you can mix professionally on headphones, subscribe, because you're gonna watch me do it. This is not my first time doing this. September 2018, I moved to China from the USA. I dropped everything I pretty much knew. I had a successful recording studio, recording people, and I left for personal reasons. And also I just needed to change. So no monitors, no treated room, just headphones for about a good 6 months. And I still had clients sending sessions to mix, expecting the same quality they always got. So I had to figure it out on the fly, and that was not fun. Then I moved from China to Vietnam, and I stayed in the Airbnb for 3, maybe 4 months, I would say. I was looking for apartments, waiting on a setup or a room where I can move my equipment in from China. The whole time I was in headphones in a little corner of an Airbnb room, small desk, still delivering professional work, still getting approvals. And I've been professionally mixing since 2005. So along the way, I've had to work through trial and error, and it was very painful to get to a place where I could do this confidently. And I'm gonna be straight up with you. It's very hard to do if you don't know what you're doing. And that's 3 separate periods of mixing professionally on headphones across 2 decades. This is lived experience. This is not theory. So this is one of the songs that I worked on while I was in headphones back in 2024 when I arrived here in Vietnam. It's a very inspirational song by Teezy. You can go check it out right now. It's called Around the Corner. And I think it's one of my best mixes ever. I spent a lot of time on it and was trying to navigate in between different plugins to utilize these headphones, because there's certain steps, and I'll show you right here, right now. I use Sound ID reference, and I have a preset for my headphones, and I set that up right there. And then I also engaged a Can Opener 3 Studio crossfeed plugin, and it's at Mix Engineer Flat, and that helps with crosstalk or crossfeed. Whenever you're mixing in headphones, you only have left and right. So when you listen in studio monitors, it's obviously a left and right channel, but they crossfeed in real time in an open environment, and they cross into each other. So that crosstalk and crossfeed gives you a different sound as opposed to just one left speaker and one right speaker. It's blending the sound in together, and you need that crosstalk to be able to mix in headphones properly. It's not the only thing, it's a number of things that you have to line up, but that is the gist of mixing in headphones in a very small nutshell. It gets way deeper than that. So I'm gonna play this back, and you'll just put your headphones on, and you'll be able to hear the depth, the punchiness, the clarity, and everything. And I did these strictly on headphones only with a bunch of references.
This fight can make you so tired. When you're weak, can make you stronger. You've been waiting for a long time. Don't give up, I know you wanna. Your blessings right around the corner. Around the corner.
I don't want to play the whole thing. You can go check it out on Spotify and Apple Music or wherever you listen to music on your favorite streaming platform. But it is possible to mix a fully stemmed out, harmonic, tons of vocals, tons of stems, to be able to get a professional sound. So I'm gonna play you something else where I was in an entirely different situation, and I was in an unfamiliar studio. It was called 5 Star Productions in Atlanta. Very beautiful studio. They have like a room. There's Future studio there as well, unless he sold it by now. But this was back in August of 2024, and I was in the States at the time, and I was not familiar with the room. I had to learn really quick on how to mix inside of that room while I was recording. Even though this is a simpler type of song, it's just like a typical rap song, hip hop song with minimal vocals. I had to rely on my headphones to record because the artist was sitting right next to me. His name was Halo Brown. The song's called Trap No More. He was coming up with the song as we were recording, and that's very typical. Just freestyle a line, or he had like about 8-10 lines and then would stop and then go. And as you can look on the screen, this was like all one take right here, and then he started punching in here and there. We ran through this in about 30 minutes, and I was mixing and mastering as I was recording him. And so I had these same headphones in this beautiful studio. I think it was a C room. It was actually right next to Future's studio, and it was a great experience. For one, it had a great mic. It's a Neumann U87 running through AMS Neve 1073, and then running through the Tube Tech CL1B. When you record like that, it can be a little on the dull side, right? But you have to sweeten up a little bit, and the Tube Tech CL1B is a very forgiving compressor when you push it really hard, and I didn't push it that hard, as you can see on these wave files, but the quality is just as good as me mixing in these headphones. And another reason why I had to is because they were Yamaha HS8s. They were white, never forget it, no sub. And then they had these other bigger monitors. There were some Aspergers and some low-end Aspergers. They're usually soffit mounted, but this was like sitting outside. I have a picture of it. You can see it right here. One of the subs was busted. It was like farting. That's how you know it was busted. And I had to quickly figure out how to work around this situation. It was a bit of a struggle. I got a little nervous because I'd never worked in this studio before prior to this artist showing up. I had to rig it in a certain way because I had hooked up my Mac Studio with all my plugins, and this is the actual session and computer I was running on. And it was pretty crazy how that situation happened. The microphone wasn't working when I routed my Mac Studio into their setup, and I had to pull out the microphone for him to be able to record with me in the room, which is not a problem. It's just that I had to route it a certain way, and it was just a crazy 30 or 45 minutes before the session started. But I was able to configure it in a way to where we got a great recorded sound. We made some magic. So this is the song right here, and I'll play a little clip of it.
The country, you can roll up a blunt, bro. Cause I don't wanna trap no more, I wanna live. Tired of praying pack land, tired of risking freedom for my dreams in the back end. How fast, how the cash spend, go broke, then pretend friends, go gone with the damn win. Can't fold like a napkin, my bars like the captain. Stuck between the stage and these boxes, I'm feeling trapped in. Luckily the boy made it out and I can't go back in. Never easy thugging it out and that's what you lacking. Cause when you got a family to feed, you can't go back with. Because I bleed for this, I know. Where I'm from, when niggas match the weed, smoke with gun smoke. I know that I wanna see my seeds grow and die up. Trying to break the curse where we breed our survival. Cause I don't wanna trap no more. I wanna live safe, don't wanna raise my kids in the ghetto. Don't wanna have to live in the hell. I wanna feel sane, don't wanna have to feel in the dead broke. Who'da known that?
And you can't see it right here, but I actually had the Melodyne during the session as well to fix whatever was going on while he was singing to make it sound natural, but still, in key. Like I said, it's very possible to mix in headphones. These are two different situations, and it's definitely doable. Now, showing you the proof is one thing, but what actually makes it work, that's the part that nobody talks about. Okay, so here's how I think about it. There are 3 pillars to a professional listening environment. Pillar 1, headphones. This is your portable foundation, and this is what translates no matter where you are. Hotel room, Airbnb, your bedroom, a studio halfway across the world like me. If you get this right, your mixes will translate. Pillar 2, acoustic treatment. I said this before, once you have a room, a real space you can control, you have to treat it. That's your second layer of reference. Pillar 3, monitors and headphones together. That's the complete professional system. That's where everything clicks. Headphones are not a compromise. They are one leg of a three-legged stool. Pause. And here's what most people miss. This is a progression. You don't need all three to start. Headphones are foundational and easiest and cheapest point of entry. You can build from there. Now, there are specific nuances to making this actually work at a professional level. 1 is calibration, 2 is referencing, 3 is translation checking. How you set up your monitoring chain within the headphones to compensate for what you're not hearing in a room. I'm not gonna go through the whole full methodology here. That would take at least 6 weeks, and I mean that literally. So I'm building a live cohort around this exact framework. 6 weeks. We go through every single thing, all 12 modules. When enough people sign up, we're gonna start. The link is in the description. Every session gets recorded and you get lifetime access to the recordings on Reed Academy. So I'm gonna be in headphones for the next few months, and you'll see me in every video that I put out. And this is not a hypothetical experiment. This is my actual workflow right now. And when I get back to the USA and set up the room, that's when headphones meets acoustic treatment meets monitors. That's the full picture, and I'll show you that too. And I've been doing this since 2005. I mix on headphones through 3 international moves. The records speak for themselves, and if you want to follow this journey and see whether headphones hold up at a professional level over the next few months, subscribe. I'll be posting the proof.